What's good, Jag Nation? It's your man, Just Another G, and we're back with another one, and we're doing things just a little different. And with that, let's get hot. So right here, we're getting the case ready for paint, and don't judge my paint job. I learned from my mistakes. I promise the ones after this will be better. But we're just doing a disassembly and getting all the pieces separated. So this is an example of me having an idea and it not panning out the way I thought it was going to. So I had to adjust. This is EK Waterblock's FL120 reservoir mounting bracket. It comes with two, but I decided to just use one. I didn't necessarily need the other one, and I did have to drill through the that frame on the Meshlicious case. So what I'm doing right here is reassembling the case after paint so we can get hot on this build. Some of the paint did come off. I didn't let it dry long enough and I wasn't aware of it, but like I said, mistakes were made, lessons learned. So I went with ASUS's ROG Strix B660i gaming motherboard, which has tons of features for this use case, and to be honest, it looks amazing. Get ready to install our SSDs. This is 1 terabyte of Western Digital's black SN850's SSD. This is where all the operating system and the programs should be stored. And on the other side of the motherboard, I'm installing another terabyte of Western Digital Black SN850, except this is installed inside of a heatsink. And here, the coup de grace. I really don't know if I'm even saying it right. Here is the 12900K that will be installed into this LGA 1700 socket. And since this 12900K is a little power hungry and a little warm, or I should say hot, hey look, let's call a spade a spade. This thing keeps my basement warm when it runs. No BS. This beautiful piece of acrylic with a nickel backing is EK's Quantum Velocity 2's CPU water block for the LGA 1700 socket. And with EK's reputation of chilling the most demanding of systems out there in the ether, I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to chill this CPU. See what I did there? Huh? And And here we have 2 sticks of 16 gigabytes of RAM, giving us a total of 32 gigabytes of XPG Lancers DDR5s at 5200 megatransfers. This is EK's Quantum Vector FE GPU Waterblock for the 3080 Ti's. This is for the 3080 Ti cards, and I hate myself for this because I did record the complete breaking down of that GPU, and my phone died, and I didn't get anything. Yeah, so that's how that went. But I did get the installation of the GPU into the Waterblock. So in this case, we have the actual FLT reservoir. I said no pump. And here's the mounting assembly. It also comes with your DDC pump O-ring and your D5 pump O-ring. So which one you may have on a standby from previous build you may have done, you could switch between either one. Here's your D5 O-ring. This is the actual DDC pump itself. Now your screws are separated the same way in the bag with D5 pump and a heatsink. So you have your D5 heatsink, or excuse me, DDC heatsinks, which we're going to use here. And then these are if you were using a D5 pump, because the D5 pump is larger, then you have those screws optional as well. So this is the SSUPD Meshlicious case front extension from SSF Parts on Etsy. I have to give a big shout out to Ben for hooking me up with this part. It came in super clutch for what I needed it for. Check in the description below for the link to Ben's Etsy at SSF Parts. He will take care of you in any crazy Meshlicious build idea you may have. Ben, again, thank you for the part. Really appreciate it. So for the power supply for this portion of the build, I did not use these cables that came with the PSU. I went ahead and got a hold of some SFF custom cables from Cable Mod, where you can adjust their length and everything, and they were flexible enough and they pretty much fit inside the case like a charm. So if you're looking for some FFF custom cables, please head to Cable Mod, check them out. Jump into the cable configurator, give your cables a custom length. You can do it in black, silver, or white if I'm not mistaken, and you'll be pretty impressed with the quality. And they insert directly into the PSU. They are replacements for the PSU cables that did come with the original Cooler Masters 850 watt PSU. I want to say this is where the fun begins, but if I'm being honest, this part wasn't as fun as it looked. My recommendation to anybody attempting a custom loop for the first time, don't directly go for hardline tubing. Get some practice in with the flexible tubing, where you don't have to cut any 90s. Your measurements could be a little, I don't want to say they could be a little off, but they don't have to be as perfect to ensure that they're going to meet. This was a grueling process, and it took way longer than I thought it originally was going to take. But that's all good. I did get it done. But if I was to do it again, which I'm probably going to do it again after this practice with hardline tubing, I think I'll kind of have an idea of where to stop and where to go. Get what I'm saying? But for everybody else, don't do hardline first. Do soft tubing first. And that's today's PSA, brought to you by Just Another G. So this is EK's Quantum Surface Slim 280mm radiator. I went with this because it is their slim version of their newer radiators, which is totally fine. It's going to work out for what I needed it to, and it looks damn good. So I went with EK's Quantum Torque hard tubing connectors in black, and I wanted to give these hard tubing connectors a little offset from the black and hit it up with these EK Torque hard tubing connector colorings in purple. So next up are RTX P14's PWM RGB fans. I went with these to give the front of the case a little bit of flair, and in my personal opinion, I don't know what you guys think, but my personal opinion, hey yo, this thing came out fire. You understand me? The only other thing I'd have to say about this setup is when I was installing it, these radiators come with M4 screws instead of your typical radiator screws, and they're just a tad bit too short because they don't expect you to install it like this. So if you go to your nearest local hardware store and just grab a set of longer M4 screws, you should be good to go. Even if they're too long, you can always cut them down. Here's EK's cryo fuel. I went ahead and measured this out, and I mixed it with EK's dye kick to give me the exact purple that I was looking for between the red and blue. And here you see very shortly that I got what I was looking for. I have to give a huge shout out to my man Jay Johnson with D Street Productions. He did an amazing job on the track for the video. You can find him on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud. So go show my man some love. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to each and every last one of you guys who stayed until the very end of the video. I humbly and truly appreciate it. Secondly, I had to make this video the way I did at the end due to the fact that I had already given the computer to my little brother. It was a surprise build from us to him for the holidays, and I didn't get a chance to do my little B-roll at the end so you guys could see the complete build, but it did come out really nice. With that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.